Hi, it's me, Camila Rose. Welcome back to more videos. Today we are pulling cards for the Venus retrograde. We just entered into the shadow of Venus retrograde. Venus will be going retrograde on March 1st in the sign of Aries and retrograding back into Pisces. So I said, let's see what the themes are going to be looking like. So this is what we're doing. We're doing our last 6 signs of the zodiac. And that wasn't a very good shuffle. Okay. We're going to pull from the archetypes. So we're going to pull from the Major Arcana, see kind of what our main theme is, or at least the theme that we're starting out with, and then going from there. So we're starting with Libras. Ooh, the Death card. Libras. The joy of the Libra life. Okay, Scorpio's next, and then Sagittarius. So let's get Scorpios. It's a shame that Scorpios weren't for the... Oh, and they get the Justice card. Oh. I love Taurus so much. And then we're going to get Sagittarius. So let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. What is the theme for our Sagittarius? What is their archetype that's popping up for them during this time? Oh, you get 2. Okay. Got a lot going on. All right, so we get Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, a new beginning, hopefully. Very nice for our Sagittarius. Okay, well, let's pull these out and see what happens. Well, let's pull your cards now. So, Libras. Let's see what's going on. So, Libras got King of Swords. We need to be meditating. We need to be in our spirituality. We need to be communicating very, very clearly. We need to be upfront. Ooh, because we are all in our heads. We are all in our heads, so we need to gain that clarity. So there's 2 ways to read this 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is like perfection of thought, emptying out. It can be seen as like the ultimate form of meditation. Like you have gone so deeply into your spirituality that you are able to like be free and directly connect to source. So this death energy is less of like, has to be a direct ending, but more of like connecting to the unknown and the unconscious, going behind the veil, going behind, see the 2 towers that are there? I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I'll look through and I'll see if I can find it. But it's like, that is for the High Priestess. High Priestess, we have the 2 pillars. Going behind the 2 pillars, it is the, I'm trying to remember, maybe in the Moon card. I don't think it's the Moon card. There we go. The 2 that are there, the 2 that are here. This is going into the unconscious and being brave enough to figure out what needs to end. So figuring out what needs to be emptied out, figuring out what needs to be released in our thought patterns. There is a thought pattern. There is a way of thinking. There is a way that you've been living your life. There is a way that you've been practicing your spirituality, that it is time for that to kind of shift, to transform in order to get you to your 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is the legacy, the long-term investment. It is the life that you would like to build. It is the thing you would like to leave behind. If you're a writer, because there's a whole bunch of swords here, public speaker, educator, someone who is an executive, someone who has to manage a lot of people, who has to be kind of an influencer, who has to guide, who has to lead. In order for you to get to that point, you're going to have clarity of mind and a really great spiritual practice. If you've been leaning towards like not knowing what your thoughts are and having other people influence and impact your thoughts, you're pulling more from others than you are from yourself and you are from source. It's time to reroute that. Okay. Scorpios. Judgment card. Well, that's fun. We have Judgment over here as well for the Sagittarius. So Judgment, this is the new beginning. Oh, well, your main card is Justice, Scorpios. So Justice is looking at a rebalancing. There has been something, perhaps a Wheel of Fortune moment, where things were slow, you were unsure, things were moving, you weren't sure if they were going to go up or go down, and there may have been an injustice in that moment. That energy is being corrected. Let justice do its thing. You do not need to push, you do not need to prod. You do need to make sure that you are in balance, that you have all of your ducks in a row. If there is paperwork that needs to be done, if there is something that has been asked of you to be turned in, to be completed, you need to make sure that that is done. This will lead to a new beginning for you, a rebirth for you. Knight of Cups. This will be something that is slow, well thought out, very mature. You will be approaching it from a mature manner emotionally. You will have grown deeply from this experience, and it has shaped the way that you now approach your creativity as well as your relationships. And there may be a space where you are very reluctant to walk away from a situation. I actually want a clarifier for that. Yeah, you may be very reluctant to walk away from a situation and to go on this spiritual journey because you are really wanting to have this idea of the Ten of Cups. So this is what I will say, because this is supposed to be a time for a rebirth. There may be someone coming back around. It is a Venus retrograde. There may be a relationship that pops back in, one that you thought was over, one that you have wanted to end, something where maybe they ghosted you, maybe where it was an unfair situation. You felt like you weren't heard out, or you felt like this person wasn't, like, there was just an issue going on here. Maybe you felt like they judged you, or that they just were, or you were too quick to judge. That might be the thing. You might have felt like you were too quick to judge in the situation, never gave it a chance. So they may be trying to come back around, and you may be saying, hey, okay, I'm more mature here, I'm more grown here. But there is this reluctance to walk away because the vision of what this could be your Ten of Cups. Here is what I will say. You need to use some wisdom and discernment. You need to figure out if this is what you actually want. You need to know what it is that your Ten of Cups feels like. If this is not what it feels like, if this is not what you envisioned, if the red flags or the issue or the thing that made this relationship or connection, because it could be a creative project, collection, something like that, partnership, your own creative expression, there may have been something that came up, the red flag that caused you to turn away in the first place. Don't ignore that thing. You need to address that up front. Justice card is also associated with Libra. It is associated with air energy. You need to talk about what happened, and you need to have a lot of clarity on that before you make any commitments. So that's for my Scorpios. For Sagittarius, you got the Judgment card, so new beginning. You got the Wheel of Fortune, so a new beginning on the situation, or it may be a restart of a cycle that you have already been experiencing. Your clarifiers for this are the High Priestess and the Page of Wands. So you need to go within. You need to listen to your intuition in this case. There is a sprouting of a new energy, of excitement, of your like fire being reborn. So that passion that you've been maybe missing, or that has been kind of waiting around, is finally coming back. And then we get a Knight of Swords, some really fast messages, some really quick communication, some news about maybe something you want to learn about, or a practice that you want to start will come in for you. I see this definitely as a Wheel of Fortune moving in a new direction. Listen to your intuition. I think you're a little bit more, not grounded, but a little bit more tapped into like what it is that you actually desire, and your unconscious. Go with that. Go with that energy. Find your spark. Go and express yourself. Go be in this space. Go let the wheel turn. Okay, so that's for our first three. Let's get to our last three: Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. These have been fun readings. I'm definitely going to do this again for for Mars, but I think I'm going to do them by elements. I think that'll be fun to do them by elements and see how those go. But let's finish this up. Okay, so we're looking at Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Pisces, you are getting the direct hit of Venus retrograding through your sign. Yay. So let's see how that plays out for you. Okay, starting with Capricorns though. Capricorns. Okay. Oh, Judgment. A lot of new beginnings. But a lot of that's like mothering energy. Judgment card has to do with the womb. It has to do with the mother. Ooh. Aquarius got the High Priestess. There's a lot of like mother feminine energy going on with these archetypes, which I mean makes sense. It is Venus, and it is also Venus and Aries going back to Pisces. So like returning to source, returning to spirituality, returning to the container. Pisces. What's Pisces? I was gonna say, I need to like get this last one. Pisces. Chariot card. Another watery one. But this is the audacity. This is the let me see if I close this a little. There we go. This is the audacity. This is the like willingness to go in and be like, I know what I want. I've done the inner work. Let's get going. Let's get moving. Putting all that wisdom into practice. That's exciting. Okay, let's see how these play out though. Capricorns. Tell me about Capricorn and their judgment card for Venus Retrograde. One more? Okay, we'll start with these then. All right, so, you get a Four of Swords as well. Another sign got a Four of Swords, and you get the King of Wands in reverse. Capricorns. So, I think you might be wanting a new beginning. I don't know if that is happening. You may be feeling a little bit stuck, especially with this being a Four of Swords and a King of Wands in reverse. So, Four of Swords, as I said before, is a card about taking a mental break, needing to allow your mind to rest. You have Four Swords pointing straight down at you, so there are a lot of things that are very present on your thoughts, that are very present in your mind, that you may feel like you're not sure how to get around those things or what to do with these situations. You have a Four of Swords, the fourth sword lying right by you, though. So there is another option. There is another defense mechanism. There is another way, another way that you can defend yourself in this moment. Perhaps it is another defense mechanism that you're using to avoid addressing these three swords that are pointing at you, the lessons that should have been learned from the things that haven't worked out, the Three of Swords that would have come before the Four of Swords. But we have right there as another clarifier a King of Wands, and King of Wands in reverse. So there is some type of, you are avoiding some form of stepping into a leadership role, or perhaps you are tired of being the leader. You are tired of being the one that everyone is depending on. But there may also be like you're trying to figure out how to deal with the King of Wands in reverse. There was someone who may have been very magnetic, reliable, dependable, that is not acting the way that they used to. They are kind of running away from their responsibilities. They are avoiding their responsibilities. Their fire is just kind of all over the place. They might just be popping off, going off, all types of stuff. And your outcome here is a Ace of Pentacles. So there is this space of like a loss. There might be a financial loss that comes from this. You might decide that you don't want to be working in this environment anymore. So you might quit, or you might be fired. But this is leading to a new beginning. This is leading to a new space. This is breaking you out of kind of the prison, I guess, that maybe you felt like you were in, especially mentally, where you were overthinking all of these situations. So I guess we'll just have to see how that works out for you in the end, and what comes forth from this kind of change in how you are addressing things. Here's what I will say. If you have a tendency to always do the things you're supposed to do, in the sense of there are individuals, particularly your parents, who may have had a vision for you, and you may have then decided, yes, you will align with that vision, or no, you will create your own vision. But either way, you've created boxes for yourself, a path forward, an outcome that you desire for your life, and you've moved towards that. This is a time for you to maybe rethink about what long-term that will look like for you. Okay, so Aquarius, you got the High Priestess. So again, a time of going within, listening to your intuition, figuring out what is behind the veil for you, what your unconscious is trying to communicate to you. The moon is at her feet. She has the O-T-O-R, it could be the Torah or something else, a book of wisdom, a book of knowledge in her lap. She has the moon upon her head, but she also has, like the horns upon her head, her horned priestess crown, this knowledge and wisdom that comes from going within, following the cycles of nature, all that fun stuff. You have the Temperance card as your first card, but it's Temperance in reverse. There is a healing that needs to happen. There is an imbalance that is going on internally with you that needs to be corrected. This may be something that has to do with your legacy, something that you inherited, some ideas you inherited, some ways of approaching things that you have inherited. But it also might be the route to you actually getting those things that you desire on the long run. Your outcome is the Ace of Wands. There, you have been cut off from your inner fire. That inner fire, inner passion, it's been watered down. It's been doused with water. You need to figure out how to get that inner fire coming back. Getting that passion back. Getting that drive and willpower back. This is about rebalancing your inner water and your inner fire and going within to do the work around that. If there has been, what do they say? You know, for women who grew up with a father who had a lot of, like, intense anger energy, you know, there's always an angry man living in your house because it's you now. If you had a mother who was very, you know, maybe passive aggressive, but also maybe very just like angry, she was very quick to criticize or very quick to let you know what you've done wrong, quick to like yell, scream, display her displeasure about the situation. You know, this energy needs to be addressed. There is a space around, and maybe if creativity was something that was welcomed or unwelcomed, but you know, like there just was a certain way that you all dealt with creativity, a certain way you all dealt with sexuality, a certain way you all dealt with anger, a certain way you all dealt with confrontation, a certain way that you all dealt with this idea of success. You need to go and rebalance that energy because something has gone off. And finally with Pisces, you got the Chariot card. As we talked about, and as I've been talking about with Aquarius, this is really that, like, having found that balance between those internal energies from having gone beyond the veil and then bringing that energy out, creating a vehicle, creating a body. If you're not doing any form of somatic healing, you should be. And you should come to my yoga classes if you're in the North Texas area, because I can help you out with some of that. But I can also do, I saw that one coming. I can also do internal work, the shadow work, the inner work with you through a somatic practice. But this is the balancing of that internal and that external. So we have the Queen of Wands here. So you have to tap into that fire, that internal fire. If you have been avoiding or if you have been unsure of how to guide your inner fire, guide that very confident, self-assured, in touch with their sexuality, in touch with the energy of what makes them vibrant and feel alive, and your spirituality, let me know. I can help you out with that as well. But this is what this card is about tapping into that Queen of Wands energy, taking the reins of yourself and your environment and leading that, guiding that towards your Ten of Cups, your long-term emotional fulfillment, the balance of the heart and the soul and the spirit of fire. So you need to be brave, you need to be audacious, you need to be confident and self-assured. Your outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. What goes up must come down, what goes down must come up. Divine timing will be the key here. If it is time for the wheel to turn in the direction, then it will turn in that direction. You must, though, take control of what is going on with you and your environment. Let spirit, let source take care of all the things outside of that and let the wheel turn. All right, so that's for everybody. Like I said, you want help with this on a personal level? Grab yourself a coaching session. If you'd like to know how this transit will be impacting you personally, grab yourself a transit report. They're only $30. I look at your entire chart. I look at everything that's going on in the stars, and we see how that will impact you. If you would like a personal reading to know what's going to go on for you for the Venus retrograde, book a reading. I love you all. I'll see y'all later. Bye.